Hamburg with the Our Town Foundation team with great local elected and state local elected officials to highlight some really amazing news for this community. Thanks to Dina, who I just learned is on the way out after a terrific career here at the Our Town Foundation for hosting us today and for the incredible work that you've done for Hamburg for more than 2 decades now. I always say economic and community development are a team sport. And when you have strong local partners on the team, it has a profound impact on the success of a community. We're also joined here today by terrific local partners, county commissioners. Representative Barton, thank you for being here. Julie Fitzpatrick from the Downtown Center and some folks from the DCD team. Kyle, thank you for being here. You got to have that team at every level of government. We appreciate everyone being here today. When I look around this downtown in Hamburg, I see the fruits of that kind of partnership and labor firsthand. I'm excited to see more of it on today's tour. This is a thriving community full of pride. It's the realization of a downtown with family-owned businesses, restaurants, and breweries for visitors and residents alike. Thriving art scene, places like the Strand Theater, which I think we'll see, where you can see a great movie and support the community at the same time. All these things really only happen when the public, private, nonprofit sectors come together to speak with one voice about what they want their community to be. That brings me to why we're here today. This Sunday is the start of Pennsylvania Small Business Week 2025. It's a week for Pennsylvanians to celebrate our entrepreneurs and small business owners that make our Commonwealth so vibrant. These are the folks whose passion and dedication and innovative spirit are the driving force behind our economy. In fact, we have more than 1 million small businesses in Pennsylvania, and those businesses support 2.4 million jobs. Small businesses are the backbone of our economies, and to prove that to you, here's a stat that's really eye-opening. For every $100 that's spent at a local small business, $48 goes back into that local community. That's why the Shapiro administration is excited to encourage everyone to shop small during Small Business Week. Eat at a family-owned restaurant, visit your local mom and pop shop, go to a local show, and of course use the hashtag PASmallBiz2025 while you're doing it. PASmallBiz25 while you're doing it. Under the leadership of Governor Josh Shapiro, we at the state also know we've got to do our part to support small business, and we believe everyone deserves the opportunity to succeed. That's why we're cutting red tape and leveling the playing field for businesses all across Pennsylvania. We're calling for smart investments to strengthen our small business sector, to promote entrepreneurship, and to fuel the kind of agile innovation that thrives in small business. And I'm proud to say that we've made really important steps. We've cut processing time for permits, including cutting the processing time for new businesses, permits to start a new business, from 8 weeks to just 2 days. We're working to create a better business climate by increasing the net operating loss deduction limit, proposing accelerating the reduction of the corporate net income tax, among other things. And, relevant to today's discussion, we've invested $20 million into a new program called Main Street Matters to help downtowns and Main Street corridors like this one in Hamburg get stronger and even more dynamic. Just a couple weeks ago, Governor Shapiro announced the first ever Main Street Matters investments in 81 community projects across the Commonwealth. Julie was there. It was like a rock and roll show in Philadelphia. I'm proud to share that Our Town Foundation's Downtown Harrisburg Facade Improvement Program received $100,000 as part of those investments. Which brings me to the second thing I want to talk about today. I mentioned earlier that Hamburg's downtown revitalization has been really amazing. There's a historic and artistic revival here. Businesses are humming. Visitors and residents can access great outdoor recreation activities like the Schuylkill River Trail right down the street. Today, I'm thrilled to announce that we at DCED are officially designating Hamburg as a Main Street community here in Pennsylvania. This designation means Hamburg is now eligible for technical assistance and programmatic support from Julie and her team at the Pennsylvania Downtown Center at no charge for the next 5 years. They'll have priority status for certain funding applications at DCD, for example, the Enterprise Zone Tax Credit for private development. Big benefits that are going to be a real shot in the arm as this community continues to grow and thrive. That's what we mean when we talk about the importance in investing in local communities. These investments are big for small business owners, big for downtowns like Hamburg, and it's the kind of investment that these communities deserve. You know, as I wrap up here and we launch Small Business Week 2025, I just want to share a couple thoughts with you. Number one, Without our small business owners and entrepreneurs, Pennsylvania and its communities wouldn't be what we are today. So let's take advantage of Small Business Week 2025. Let's get out there and shop at small businesses. And by the way, don't just do it next week. Let's carry that spirit all throughout the year as we focus on shopping small, making our communities better places to live, work, and visit, and support Pennsylvania's economy to be the strongest it can be. Thank you so much for having me here today. I can't wait to get out and do this tour. But before we do that, it's important that folks hear from the people really making this work happen here in Hamburg. And I first want to introduce Dina Kirshner, who's led this work for so many years. Dina, please.
So I'd like to start by saying thank you to Secretary Seeger and all the other dignitaries that are here today for taking the time out of your busy schedules to come to Hamburg. This borough has so much to offer, and I'm hoping that you can take some time today to visit some of the shops. And if you can't do it today, please come back and spend another day in our town. It was 23 years ago when Hamburg was first designated as a Main Street community, and I was hired 22 years ago to become the first Main Street manager. I have witnessed many positive changes in town and the community over the years, many of which our town foundation can claim the responsibility. During our original Main Street designation, we constructed riverfront trails, formed the Hamburg Area Arts Alliance, which the gallery is here right behind us, completed a streetscape improvement project, improved public parking areas, and supported numerous downtown businesses through facade improvement grants, networking, and hosting numerous downtown events. The biggest one being our annual Taste of Hamburger Festival, which is always the Saturday of Labor Day weekend, and it brings about 30,000 people into the downtown streets. All of these improvements would not have been possible without the Main Street designation and funding we received from DCED to pay for a full-time Main Street manager. When the funding for Main Street was cut several years ago, our organization, as well as numerous others, had to find ways to raise our own funds to pay for staff. And that really created a problem that we could not dedicate our time to put into the projects that we wanted to see completed. Too much time was being spent on just fundraising. So we are so thankful to Governor Shapiro and DCED for recognizing the importance of bringing funding back into this type of program with the Main Street Matters. So much more can be accomplished when you have full-time staff to implement all of the goals and objectives on a community's 5-year plan. We are excited as an organization to move forward with implementing our recently approved 5-year plan. Lynn Weller has already been hired as our Main Street manager, and I know she's eager to organize all the committees and to get started with making improvements in our downtown and supporting our downtown businesses to make sure they succeed. Thank you again for all your support over the years in making Hamburg one of the best towns in Pennsylvania to visit, open a business, and to raise a family. Thank you. Lynn?
Thank you and good morning. Thank you to Secretary Seeger and DCED for being here today. And thank you for funding the Facade Improvement Program and designating us in the Main Street Matters program and investing in Hamburg. This initiative will bring real visible change to the heart of our town. I'm honored to be stepping into the role as Main Street Manager next month. As a Hamburg resident who spends most of my day right here in town, I care deeply about our community's vitality and appearance. I see firsthand the charm and potential of our Main Street, and I'm committed to making sure others see it too. One of the very first projects I'll be working on in this new role is the Facade Improvement Program for Hamburg, and I couldn't be more thrilled. We are incredibly grateful to be receiving a Main Street Matters grant and designation from the Department of Community and Economic Development, which makes this effort possible. When people come to Hamburg, whether to work, run errands, or explore all that our town has to offer, the first thing they notice is how our community looks. First impressions matter. And we want those impressions to reflect the energy, pride, and history that define Hamburg. A well-kept and visually appealing Main Street sends a strong message. It tells visitors that this is a vibrant, welcoming place worth coming back to. It tells residents that their town is worth investing in, a place to be proud of. The facade improvement program will enhance the face of Hamburg, preserving the historical character of our buildings, and support local businesses and property owners who help to make our community what it is. It's about building a sense of place and belonging for everyone who lives, works, and visits in Hamburg. I believe in this town, and I believe that with efforts like this program, we are taking meaningful steps to honor Hamburg's past while building a stronger, brighter, and more vibrant future. So I want to thank you all for your continued support, and I look forward to working to help support the town as well. Thank you. I'd like to introduce Alyssa Mengel, our newest business owner here in the downtown, owner of AEC Market. Welcome to Hamburg.
Good morning. As Lynn mentioned, my name is Alyssa Mengel, and I am the owner of AEC Market. I'm not only excited, but beyond proud to launch our first location in Hamburg. This has been a passion project of mine and a dream, and to see it come to fruition is remarkable. The reason that I handpicked Hamburg is because of the community. The new faces that we've met, the overwhelming support from friends and family, and the Our Town Foundation has just been remarkable. And in return, we promise to break down the wall of traditional food supply. We will be bringing in real food that nourishes your body and doesn't just fill you, from small businesses and local farmers. After all, you are what you eat. So that being said, I'm beyond excited. I'm so proud and very thankful. Thank you guys so much, and God bless.
Thanks everyone for being here. Let's go on this tour. All right, thanks.
Yep, thank you.
All right, thanks. Congrats.